angels. They put 1/3 of the heavenly angels change their perception with regards to the governance of God. So they just simply responded to the chica of Lucifer. That God is unjust, that God is like this and like that. Okay. So, bumilib naman sa kanya yung mga angels. Pero yung iba, sabi naman ng iba, hindi naman ako maniwala dyan, no? So, yun po, nahati ang mga angels. No? It is because of the so-called gossip. Kaya itong mga gossip-gossip, evil thing talaga sabi ng kanta. No? Gossip-gossip, evil thing, much unhappiness it brings. If you can say something nice, don't talk at all is my advice. Have you heard that song? Ha? Narinig mo ba yung awit na yan? Ha?
Yes,
Na, inaawit yan ng mga cultural night. Gossip, gossip, evil thing, much unhappiness it brings. If you can say something nice, don't talk at all is my advice. Don't talk at all is my advice. Kasi ano talaga slandering, gossiping, ay talagang impyerno nga tawag na. The tongue is a fire, sabi ni James, no? Tongue is a fire. So, yun po ang mga nangyayari that influence perception. Kaya lang medyo nag-react ako doon sa quotation kasi the subject is the world, no? If you read the quotation, the subject is the world. It's not about actually perception, but the world. Kaya sabi ko, the word important does not necessarily talk about perception, but the world kasi the world yung subject doon sa statement. Kaya since the world is the subject, so kaya sabi ko, I'd rather change the word important into sick. No, because the world is sick. No, the world is sick. But anyway, whether the world is sick, no, that is a perception. Okay, so the world is sick. The world is in trouble or full of misery, no? Ganon. So, kaya kailangan din ng context, no? What world is being spoken of? Is the world of the Seventh-day Adventists, or the world of the Christian church, the world of a family, no? Because a world can bring different meanings. Depende sa paggamit nito sa konteksto. Because the context determines the final meaning of the word. So, ganun ka-importante ang context when it comes to Bible interpretation also. Context has the final say because context overrides even the original meaning of the word. Because a lot of words in the Bible changes meaning when the context because of the context. So that is how important a context is. Kaya lang ang ginagawa ng mga ibang mga tao, ibang mga relihiyon, gumagawa sila ng context. Okay, ang tawag naman doon is abuse of context. Or contextual abuse. Kahit wala na sa context, wala sa context talaga, sinasabi nila, ang context ay ganito no? So, kung minsan naisip ko, ano yung mga pinagsasabi nitong mga tao nito alam ba nilang ibig sabihin ng context, no? Ang galing gumamit ng salitang context, pero out of context pa rin yung emphasis. Okay. So wala nang pag-asa, no? Wala nang pag-asa makabalik si ma'am. Okay, so hintayin na lang
Siguro.
natin. Hintayin na lang natin si Doc Delphine. Habang naghihintay tayo kay Doc Delphine, we'll have a class na magpapa-advance na lang tayo. Total, naka-record naman po ito. Naka-record ba ito, Sir Moises?
Yes, Doc, naka-record po.
Okay, so pwedeng i-off mo muna yung record. Okay, so let's go to the next subject, and let's request one more prayer, so that more prayer, more power. Shall we request Sister Dory Bernardo to lead us in prayer?
Father God in heaven, we praise your name, glorify the name of God. We thank you so much, oh God, for this beautiful opportunity that you give to us once again, that we will go on our studying, oh God, in our doctorate class, God. Thank you, Father, for giving us more knowledge and wisdom that comes from above, and may your leading of the Holy Spirit, oh God, and guide us through, God, in our studies tonight. And oh God, and may you also guide our professors, oh God, so that they can teach us, oh God, more, and so that we can learn more, oh God, and we will achieve more in this doctorate class, oh God. Thank you so much, God, and everything, and committed everything in the name of Jesus. Amen and amen.
All right. Thank you very much, Sister Dory, for the prayer. And I would like to ask Sir Moises to do a screenshot so that we can have a record of the attendance for this particular subject. So the screenshot will do as a record for the punctual students in this particular subject. The subject is recorded, and those who have been absent in this particular subject can just do the review through the PPV. Okay, so I'm going to share with you my screen, and this time I will be talking about journalism. Okay, so since I have not been able to secure yet the book from Central Books about the media and the law, okay, so we'll have just this subject for our class. Okay, so let me share my screen now. All right, so we are now in one of our subjects, and I'm going to correct the layout. Okay, so our course curriculum is Doctor of Corporate Relations. We have just finished one subject in the Doctor of Business Administration, and now let's go to the subject of Corporate Relations. In between, we have the class of research, which is both a subject of corporate relations and DBA, but Dr. Delphine has not yet arrived. Just call my attention if he is already in the virtual room, so that I can just stop my presentation and we can accommodate the Dr. Delphine if he gets in. So just remind me. Okay. So in this subject, which is about public relations or corporate relations rather, major in business, Christian communication and journalism. Our theme for this curriculum is elevating truth, impact, and integrity through communication. Okay. So our course syllabus is for the news reporting and writing 703, advanced news reporting and writing with the credit hours of 3 units. And your professor is no other than Rendo Sparks. So for our course description, this course will equip us in the advanced skills in news reporting and writing. So there is a blend of theoretical concepts, practical exercises, which are very important, and perhaps we can invite guest speakers like as we had before. We attended a group gathering, like for example, the one that was blessed by the presence of Bong Lapera. So this will be our style, and then perhaps we can invite. I don't know if we'll be given a shot. Maybe Karen Davila, maybe Boy Abunda. I just don't know. No, if these people will give us their free service. But if we don't, they can just ask for the presence of maybe our communication director to speak to us. So we will be delving into investigative methods. And actually, I am thinking of changing the description of our major into Christian business communication and investigative journalism. Because what we are going to do here is really investigative journalism. Okay, I think we will just proceed. Let's not talk about this content of the syllabus. Anyway, the content of the syllabus will be discussed one by one, and I will just give you the overview of the studies that we are going to go through in this particular subject. No need to follow the exact sequence of the syllabus because our syllabus is consisting of 18 sessions, and we can just do a few sessions. That's why we are going to go direct into the heart of the matter because we are on a fast track. Okay, so let's just do the interview for now, course overview, and perhaps if we still have time and Dr. Hernandez will not be here, so we can proceed to the next module. So for this course overview, this is actually a kick-off of our exciting journey. Sabi ko po, exciting journey. Kasi po, ang world of journalism is an exciting world. No? We'll be delving into advanced news reporting and writing. At perhaps tayo po ay meron ng mga karanasan as doctoral students about journalism. At kung wala pa naman, para sa iba na wala pang foundation sa journalism, that's why I had been talking about doing the foundation of journalism. Okay? So, sino po ba ang sunod na reporter? Tapos na po si Ma'am Charlene. Sino po ba ang first reporter sa ating journalism subject?
Sir Juan po,
Si
yung about
Okay,
Yes po.
wala po kasi akong lista dito.
Ako po, so yung chapter 1 na po ako,
Sino po?
yung Romeo Celeste po.
Okay. Just reserve your time, sir, at 7 o'clock. We are going
po.
to do the reporting in the next subject. But our subject now is in our W703. Your subject with which you are going to report is journalism, I think 702.
702, ayan. Oh.
Okay, so we'll be delving deeper. We will sharpen our skills, and because we will be studying how to craft impactful and informative news stories for various media platforms. So this will be an exciting journey in the world of journalism. In fact, as I had been thinking all over, I think this will be an opportunity na yung dream ko po na makapag-publish ng isang tabloid type, no, but not exactly tabloid, no, but a different size of a paper, but sort of a newspaper, but it would be a hypothetical news in the field with hypothetical news in the first and second pages, while different true news stories will be printed in the second in the third to the eighth page of the paper. So this dream was a dream when I was still in high school, but at this time, I think the dream will be fulfilled with this class, no? Because our project is to be able to publish a newspaper, kahit lang sabihin natin just a project, a single issue, no? Okay ba sa inyo mga kapatid kaya, no? Na magka-publish tayo ng newspaper na kayo po yung sumulat ng mga news stories. Okay. So, that will be kind of a good project, no? Para sa akin mga kapatid, I am thinking of a theme that will make our news stories, newspaper, as sellable as it is, no? Actually, I have already in mind the title, the name of the newspaper. No, in my high school years, I was just thinking of a particular newspaper, a semi-tabloid newspaper, but I don't have, or I didn't have the name. But last week, I'd been thinking about it, and I've got the name. And the name that came into my mind is Future News Today. Future News Today. Meaning to say, yung Future News, maliit lang sa itaas, tapos yung malaking title ay Today. Future News Today. So the page is a hypothetical headline and a hypothetical news about the proclamation, about a decision of the Supreme Court na inaprubahan nila ang Sunday law. So I think that will be a great news. Pero, siyempre, lalagyan natin ng disclaimer na yun po hypothetical lang in order to create interest. Then, on the succeeding page, nandoon na po yung explanation ng ating doktrina tungkol doon. So, that is what I have in mind, no? And that is a concept which I think could be saleable. People will be able to see the headline, Sunday law. Sunday law. Kaya alam naman, ang Seventh-day Adventist ay mahilig sa mga sensational na mga stories. No, pag hindi sensational, ay hindi sila masyadong kumakagat. Kaya yung mga preaching ni Walter White, ni Randy Skit, yung mga sensational preachers dyan, maraming nanonood, maraming nakikinig. It is because our church is caught with being sensational. Like for example, before, ang iba nga ay kahit mali yung interpretation ng Mark of the Beast sa panahon ng pandemic ay talagang nabulabog na yung iba eh. Kasi yun na nga, ang hinahanap sensational. Hindi madasig, hindi na-encourage sa pananampalataya when they can't hear sensational messages. So, taking advantage of this particular mentality of most Seventh-day Adventists, we will create something that will catch their attention, and that would be a kind of a newspaper with a headline on Sunday law. Okay, then I will assign some of you to write hypothetical news about discussion in Congress, then about conversion of a religious leader, that they were able to understand something like this is now the fulfillment of the prophecy. So something like that. No, we will just think of it later, so that we can produce something that will create a good catch. At siguro mga 10,000 copies no ang ating ipoproduce para kaparta rin yan sa ating isa sa mga pamaraan natin in order to raise funds. No, 10,000 is just chicken. Madali lang po kasi hindi naman po katulad ng ating journal na ang binta natin, siyempre, ang pagganda ng papel, full color, no? So, ito naman po ay newsprint eh. Pang newspaper lang talaga eh, no? So, it can just be disposed for as low as 20 pesos each. Okay? So, dadala po tayo ng maraming stocks ngayong June sa Mountain View College. Dahil meron pong, I think it is a tri-union Sabbath School Congress in Mountain View College. Doon natin i-dispose, and people who will see this will be able to their attention will be caught by these headlines that we have, that Sunday law is proclaimed. So maybe I'm thinking, and I expect that some people will buy 5 copies, 10 copies, because they would like to distribute that particular newspaper to others. But as I said below, I will just put a disclaimer that the news is hypothetical, because as the title of our newspaper may be ano ba yung sinabi ko? Future News Today. Okay. Yung news future pa. Okay, na pinablish ngayon. So, Future News Today. I have already in mind, no, how it will look like, a beautiful layout. Okay. So, yun lang naman po ang ating magpapasiuna tungkol sa conceptualized newspaper. So, I'm positive that 10,000 is just chicken, and we can, with 10,000, we can raise as much as 100,000 for that. No? Thinking that for every copy we can get a net of 5 pesos, so that will be 10,000 times 5 pesos, that will be 50,000. So that will be something na makatulong sa ating fundraising, because hindi po basta-basta yung ating project. 1.5 million is not a joke. no? But it's just chicken with Jesus Christ, no? Madali lang yan sa Panginoon. So, yun po. No, okay, so back to our emphasis here. We will be dealing with mastery in news reporting techniques. Now we will be exploring how to identify newsworthy stories. Yung mga kwento, yung mga news na may kwenta, no? Hindi yung kwento na walang kwenta, no? So we will be conducting a thorough research, how to gather reliable information, and how to verify facts with advanced techniques. Okay? Ito po yung gagawin natin. And when we will also be dealing with advanced news writing skills. Para tayo'y matutong sumulat ng mga news. Malaking tulong po ito. Hindi lang sa ating school, kundi sa ating church, sa ating distrito, o sa ating mission, sa mga activities na nangyayari sa ating distrito. If there's no other writer or news reporter in our district, we can do it. We can write news stories, then send it to our MISPA. No, in MISPA in Central Visayas, I don't know what is the union paper here in Luzon or in Mindanao, but I think it is also MISPA. No, okay. So advanced news reporting. Okay, so in advanced news reporting, we'll be talking actual writing of news stories, no? Na something na will project clarity, no? Clarity. Alam niyo ang news kasi hindi po siya wordy, no? Hindi po, it is actually direct to the point, no? The style of writing newspaper is concise, and this consists of articles, no, that are engaging. Kaya nga pag may nakita tayong mga title ng mga news, pagtingin natin ay interest tayo, ay maganda ito, no? Okay. So kung minsan ang pagbabasa din ng newspaper ay ang reader ay nagbabasa lang po sa mga balitang very relevant sa kanya. Okay? So, yan po mga kapatid. All right. Next is we'll be talking investigative journalism, being experts if possible, no, about investigative journalism expertise. So, ito po ay pag sinabing investigative journalism, we'll be talking mga strategies, no, para ma-uncover natin yung mga kwento, no. There's a so-called in-depth research, no, in-depth research. We will utilize public records. We will analyze data and how we can protect also our sources, no? Kasi kung minsan, di ba naririnig natin na o nababasa natin sa mga news na sinasabi lang na trusted sources, no, or reliable sources, hindi rin ini-identify kung sino talaga yung source. Sa mga balita lately, I mean, hindi naman lately, last year I think, noong mayroong kababalaghang nangyari sa custom, no, ay yung mga sources sa balita ay withheld, no. Okay, yun po ay protecting the sources. So that is a part of journalism or a part of investigative journalism. Of course, the application of ethical considerations when we decide on publishing a story or writing a story, then we should also observe ethics. Anyway, in our one subject that is law and media, media law and ethics, we will be discussing about ethics. So throughout this course, emphasize po natin ang kaimportante sa pagsunod ng ethical principles. But we'll have a taste of it in this particular subject in our W703. So we will learn to navigate complex situations while we uphold journalistic integrity, especially in this digital age, no? So ang ating syllabus, itong syllabus na ginagamit ko is our roadmap. Meaning to say, meron tayong alam natin kung ano ang ating patutunguhan at alam din natin kung ano ang ating mga dadaanan para marating natin yung ating target destination. That is the purpose of a syllabus. So itong syllabus natin is a roadmap, no, para sa buong hindi na nga po semester, trimester na lang or a few weeks kasi po naka-fast track tayo at nahuli din po tayo sa pag-start because of a lot of reasons. So we will be having, of course, assignments, readings, assessment strategies, no, sa subject na ito. Okay? So, as emphasized here, our syllabus is flexible naman, no? So it allows adjustment based on our needs and interests. Kaya nga po, we will just tailor our subject, our discussion into something tayo, if possible, if we can make a shortcut, then we will do a shortcut. Okay? So module 2, no? The fundamentals of news reporting. Okay, please take note, especially those who are taking DCR, no, the Doctor of Corporate Relations. Please take note of the fundamentals of news reporting. Kasi po, ito na po yung core elements of news reporting. Okay. Okay, letter A, no? The core elements of reporting is, of course, identifying news value, no? Kasi po hindi lahat ng mga news are valuable, no? So mayroong mga characteristics ang value na isang kwento at yan po ang ating tatalakayin, and there's this title na identifying news value. Okay. Okay, so as I said, not all events qualify as news. Hindi lahat ng mga events ay porket may events magagawa na ng news. Although those who are already well versed in writing at kayang ipalusot, no, kaya, no? Okay, so when I was in charge of the news and views in AUP under the public relations sa AUP where I worked as an assistant in public relations. I was the one in charge of publishing the news and views ating university. And every Friday, ako po yung nagpapalabas ng ating news paper. It's just a newsletter. So, ang ginagawa ko halos lahat ng mga events ay sinusulat ko as news. Okay. So, yun po. Pero actually, hindi lahat ng events would qualify as news. Pero, siyempre, kung minsan kasi kulang ng mga events, kulang ng mga happenings sa AUP, I make things happen, no? So, ayun po kasi every Friday mayroong devotional ang mga faculty and staff. Then I should have finished the news and views by Thursday so that if possible ma-print na po pagka Friday sa devotional distribute na po sa mga faculty and staff na nag-a-attend ng devotional. So yun po ang role ko sa public relations sa AUP when I was there. At yun po ay nang ako ay wala na sa AUP ay na-miss po nila kasi wala na ring news and views sa AUP. So yun po. Not all events qualify as news. Okay? Meron mga factors na dapat parang matatawag natin siya ay criteria sa pagiging newsworthy ng kwento na iyong i-report. Unang-una, it should have impact. Impact. Napaka-importante po na ang event or ang news mo ay may impact. So the question is, does the story affect a significant number of people? So ito bang kwento mo ay ano ba na makakaapekto ba sa maraming mga tao or will they be interested to know about this news, this event? Say for example, sa school namin sa AUP ay merong pumasa na say for example sa nursing licensure examination ay mayroong number 1, number 2 at number 7 lahat kinuha ng AUP. Do you think that there will be an impact of that particular happening? Yes. So yun po ay isasama sa balita. Why? It affects a significant number of people because everyone is interested how of the image of the nursing department. Kasi kung walang pumapasa, pumapangit yung image. Pero pag maraming pumasa at top-notcher, maraming lugar, imagine, AUP, sa kadami-dami ba naman ng nursing school sa buong Pilipinas, kuha ang 3 pwesto ng top-notcher, AUP. So that is an impactful event. Okay, so ang news mo dapat impact. It will affect a lot of people. People will be interested to read that. Okay, another thing is timeliness. Dapat ang news story mo hindi panis, Hindi yung isang buwan na nangyari. Tapos dahil na-discover mo, mayroon palang isang magandang pangyayari. Kaya lang, isang buwan na nakaraan. So, wala na po siyang tinatawag na the quality of being timely, Dapat meron siyang timeliness, So the question to ask, in the evaluation of your news event coverage, tanungin mo sarili mo, is it a current event that people need to know about right away, So ito pa'y kailangan talagang malaman ng mga tao, so kung panis na po yan, huwag na po ibalita. Another is proximity, proximity. Ibig sabihin ng proximity. So the story must be geographically relevant to your audience. Okay. So pag nagbalita ka ng ibang balita sa isang lugar na wala namang sa kanila, hindi naman sila apektado, walang kwenta, Walang kwenta. So ang ibig kasi ng proximity is another word for that is closeness, Malapit sa iyo or nasa teritoryo mo. Okay, ang nasa area mo ng pangyayari, ayun po ay may kwenta po, Relevant po 'yun. sa iyong tagapagbalita. So if you are residing in Manila, so you would be interested to know what is happening in Manila, no? You're not interested about what is happening in Hawaii, what is happening in India. Of course, you will be only interested if the happening is not geographically confined. Like for example, the news about Ukraine, the news about the Gaza Strip, no? About China bombarding Taiwan. Ayan po ay within the global scale po yan. Ang tawag dyan pa rin is geographically relevant to us because it might affect us. Considering that the event is within our within at close proximity, no, sa atin, no, so proximity, no, makaka-relate tayo. Another is prominence. Prominence, does the story involve well-known individuals or organization? So say for example, you are doing a newsletter in the district. Okay, example lang, newsletter in the district. Now, bumisita yung presidente ng conference sa yung distrito at naging guest speaker ng isang pabalita. Okay. So yun po ang tinatawag example of a prominent story because within your area, the president is something that is prominent. No? Prominent people. Ang mayor, na bumisita sa church niyo, okay, nag-observe. So that is something na may newsworthy siya. Okay? May newsworthy siya. So yun po ay qualified po sa pagiging news. Okay. Now, ang janitor ng munisipyo nagsimba sa inyo. Okay. So, do you think it is newsworthy? Hindi na po. Janitor eh. No? Janitor. Parang wala namang kakwenta. Hindi naman tayo nag-ano na porket janitor. Wala po tayong ganun. Pero, in terms of news, ay wala pong kakwenta-kwenta yun. Ba't ibabalita mo yung janitor na sumimba sa inyo, binalita mo pa sa distrito. No, hindi po sila interesado niyan. Hindi po sila interesado niyan. Pero, pag district pastor ba yung Iglesia ni Cristo? Okay. Iglesia ni Cristo, ministro, nagsimba sa church mo, kahit nag-observe lang, ay pwede mo lang ibalita yan. Kasi prominence, no? Prominence. Okay, so yung gobernador na bumisita sa simbahan ninyo or di kaya si congressman, no? Sumama sa groundbreaking ng bago ninyong church. That is newsworthy, no? Newsworthy po from the criteria of prominence. Okay, sunod conflict, no? Does the story involve some form of struggle or disagreement? No? Road rage. Okay? Pag ang newspaper mo ay for the public consumption. Pero pag yun naman po ay newsletter sa distrito, tapos ibabalita mo yung road rage, nagkabarilan, hindi po siya angkop. Hindi po siya angkop. Hindi siya relevant eh. Hindi po siya geographically relevant, no? Hindi po siya kasama sa coverage ng district newsletter. Okay. Pero ang district leader niyo na baril, ayan po pwede. Na baril. Okay. So dahil inagaw yung cellphone, no? Hinabol niya yung snatcher. Tapos yung snatcher pala may baril. Bang! Okay. Kahit hindi pa siya namatay, pero na hospital lang, at least newsworthy. Katulad nung nangyari sa mga union people na pumunta ng Sablayan doon sa Mindoro o ibinalita, it is newsworthy because of prominence of the people. No? So conflict, ganun din, no? O merong mga nangyari na mga kakaiba. Okay, number 6 is human interest. Okay, does the story have a personal connection that resonates with your audience? No, a human interest story. Okay, so pag sinabing human interest story, say for example, mayroong isang bata, member ng church, ay na isinilang po siya, tapos nakapagtataka yung bata ay nakapagsalita sa loob lamang ng isang linggo. Okay, human interest story. Ayan pa yung mga sample lang. Ibig sabihin, merong kunting phenomenal element, element or something like special, na ang tao ay talagang mai-interest sila. Ayan po ay human interest story. Okay, number 7 is oddity. Is the story unusual or unexpected? Oddity. Yung katilingala in Bisaya, katilingala ay parang hindi ka makapaniwala, it's almost unbelievable, hindi siya usual na nangyayari sa pero nangyari. Okay, so isa din po yan sa criteria na ang event ay newsworthy. So yun po ang mga i-cover po sa news. Okay, so identifying the news value. So yun po ang mga news na mayroong kwenta. Okay, may nagkukwenta. So pag ikaw ay news writer, news reporter, talagang may kwenta ang kwento. Bakit? Pag nagkwento ka ng mga newsworthy, pagkatapos mang kwento, magkukwenta ka na ng bayad sa inyong news report. Kasi sa newspaper, ang bayaran dyan is square inch, So kaya makikita mo yung mga big paper, ang column dyan, column newspaper, 1 inch yan. Okay. So 1 inch. Kasi ang measurement ng bayad dyan is square inch. Not certain, for example, 150 pesos per square inch, or 300 per square inch sa big paper sa pag yung kwento mo headline, So malamang ay 500 pa yun, square inch usually. In my time, ngayon siguro baka baka per word, pero hindi naman per word. Sa dissertation lang yung per word. Okay. Square inch po talaga pa rin siguro ngayon. Okay. So, depende kung gaano kahaba, ganun din ang kaano ng bayad sa'yo. Kasi square inch po ang kwentada dyan. So, let's talk about sourcing. Okay, alam niyo natin kung ano ang news value. Dito naman tayo sa tinatawag sources ng ating mga news. Ang pinagsimulan, saan natin kinuha. So, paano tayo makahanap ng tinatawag reliable information? Yung informasyon na totoo, may katotohanan. Masasabi niyo na ito hindi hindi anong tawag noon? 'Di ba mga popular, I think sa panahon ng election, ang popular na salita sa social media ay fact check. Okay, fact check. Okay, so yung pong ibig sabihin ng reliable information. Kung facts ba ang nire-report mo. Kaya kung ano mga kwento, naging issue yun na, di ba, hindi finact check. Okay, so dapat ipa-fact check muna bago i-report. Okay. Yun sa panahon ng election, nagpalabas ako po ng ng balita na ang lola ni Marcos ay anong tawag nito, ay Seventh-day Adventist. Okay. Lola ni Marcos ay Seventh-day Adventist. Alam niyo, mayroong isang isang estudyante din ng asawa ko before, no? Nag-react siya saan daw doon sa saan daw na sa FB lang naman ito, no? Saan ano ang source mo na masasabi mo na si ang lola ni Marcos ay 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 ang tawag nito ay Seventh-day Adventist. Okay. So kasi noong pag maliit pa ako mga kapatid, yun na pong naririnig ko eh. Ano? Yun na pong naririnig ko na ang lola ni Marcos ay ay Seventh-day Adventist. Tapos nag-post siya na ang lola ni Bongbong Marcos ay Aglipayan, hindi Adventist. Okay. Aglipayan. So, yun po. No? So, kailangan i-fact check. Then, after a few days, may nagpadala sa akin ng screenshot ng newsletter, no? Na may title ng balita na about kay Donya, sino ba yon? Donya, ano ba yon? Na lolo ni Marcos. Kaya pinadala ko sa kanya. Sabi ko ito, lolo ni Marcos. Hindi yung lola ni Marcos na Ferdinand, hindi lola ni Ferdinand Marcos, Bongbong Marcos Jr. Okay. So, dapat meron tayong mga reliable information. Buti na lang may nag-supply sa akin ng ng newsletter na yon na napakatagal-tagal na talaga. Yun eh. Parang parang union letter yun. Union newsletter. No, sa Far Eastern Division pala. Far Eastern Division newsletter. Okay. So, yun po ang tinatawag reliable information. Otherwise, hearsay lang yung sa akin, no? Na kasi yun na nga po. No, maliit pa ako, ayun na po nabalita na ang lola ni Marcos na Ferdinand Marcos ay ay 70 Adventist. Okay. So, na-publish po yan sa isang newsletter ng Far Eastern Division. Okay. So, yun, no? Reliable information. So, kita yung mga reporter o mga news writer, kailangan we will only consider credible sources. Hindi yung mga marites, yung anong tawag nito, mga chinika lang sa atin, balita na kaagad. Hindi, dapat ang source natin ay credible. Tayo mismo na reporter, yung naka-witness, no? Or naka-interview ng credible source ng ating news. In other words, first-hand information yung ating kunan ng news. Okay? So ito po ay interview, no? So sa ating mga news, we interview experts, no? Yung mga experts kung ang balita natin with regards related to a certain information na inilabas ng mga experts. No, ano po bang mga sinabi ng mga witnesses, no? Yung mga key figures na sila talaga ang first-hand information natin. So, yun po ay isang paraan ang pag-i-interview. Hindi yung nakibalita lang tayo eh. Okay, so nakibalita lang tayo. Ganun pala. Kasi sulat ka na ng news, hindi naman ikaw mismo yung yung doon. Ang information mo hindi first hand, no? Okay. Next is another thing na reliable yung information mo is when you utilize official documents. Okay. So, anong documents? Nabasa mo talaga yung dokumento, kita, o ito, Parang mga balita katulad ng issue noon ng customs. Okay. So, mayroon talaga mga letter sila na pinagbasihan sa kanilang mga news, So, yun po ay official documents, mga reports, mga data sets na meron ka talagang makukunan. So, dala-dala mo yan, o meron kang kopya niyan, Kasi yun po ang protection mo. Nagpapatunay na ang source mo ay reliable, Another is consulting reputable online databases and resources, So, ano ba yung source mo? For example, nagbalita ka tungkol sa isang kahit for example, Healthline News, anong source mo? So, ang source mo certain blogger, hindi pwede 'yun, na ka lang sa blog din ng iba, Ay sikanhan na 'yun, Dapat direct from the Mayo Clinic, From the World Health Organization, From the kung ano diyan na mga reputable, Reputable mga online databases, Okay, kaya nga ang kahit sa sa dissertation or sa thesis, we are discouraged to use information provided by the Wikipedia, Although si Doc Delphine ay gumagamit na rin ng Wikipedia, Pero ang Wikipedia kasi kung minsan ay dinodoktor, ng mga kahit sino lang pwedeng mabigyan ng access para ma-doktor or ma-koreksyonan ang mga information na nandyan. Kaya sa mga striktong mga university ay hindi po valid ang source mo na Wikipedia, Investopedia. Basta lahat dyan ng mga pedia. Ang valid lang ay encyclopedia. Okay. Like for example, Encyclopedia Britannica, Encyclopedia Americana, Book of Knowledge, yun po. Pero yung sa online, pag online ang pinagbasihan, pwede basta reputable po ang ating resources. So check on your resources. Okay, tulad ng ating kagabi tungkol sa enclosed spaces, Enclosed spaces at saka public crowds, public areas, nagkaroon po tayo ng konting diskusyon dyan kasi ang iba ay nag-Google, At sa Google nakita nila na ganun din yung yung agoraphobia. Okay, pero ang the most correct is claustrophobia than the agora. Because agoraphobia, katulad ng may nag-share kagabi, sino kaya yung nag-mention na agora is a market, Actually, ang agora is not just a marketplace, It refers to people na a place that is frequented by many people. Kaya ang market ay considered then as agora. But not all agoras are market, agora can also refer to assembly, gathering ng mga tao. Agora din po 'yan, Okay, so yun po ang kaimportante ng tinatawag reputable online sources. Number 4, verifying information through cross-referencing and fact-checking. Ayan na po ang tinatawag na naging popular na keyword noong 2022, panahon ng election, na na naglalabo-labo na ang mga opinion at mga paninira sa tapunan ng putik. So sa bawat sides, yun po ang yun po ang tinatawag na fact checking, Yun ba umuso talaga yung fact check, Word na fact check noong 2022 ba yun? Yung election, 2022. No, so, nandyan pa ba kayo mga kapatid? Ako na lang isa.
Yes, Doc. Nandito pa po.
Oh, nakinig.
Dito kami,
Okay.
Doc.
So, baka ako ay nagre-recording na lang. No?
I'm back na po.
Okay. So, yun po, no? Fact checking. Tapunan na ng mga mga 72 billion BIR. Okay. So ito yung sources sa Supreme Court, tapos mag-aano din yung iba mga yung po yung paninira lang, walang katotohanan, ang dami na lang, no? Paminsan sinasabi mo, sino ba yung nagsasabi ng totoo? So yun po ang at buti na in that 2022 campaign ay talagang napahanga ako kay BBM. No, never po siya nananira. No, never po siya na nagsalita ng mga paninira ng kanyang mga kalaban. So, doon po ako humanga, mga kapatid, sa kanyang approach. Doon din po siguro ang naniwala ang mga tao na he is true sa kanyang tinatawag na kampanya for unity. No? Habang ang isa naman dito, kaliwat kanan, tapon ng dumi, no? Lahat ng mga na pwede nilang mahawakan ay karumihan ay itatapon para sa paninira at pagkuha ng simpatiya ng tao. Pero ang nangyari, baligtad, no? There was that reverse psychology. The more na nagtatapon ng the more na ang tao ay mas lalong siyempre Pilipino, nandiyan din Pilipino, mayroong awa na rin, no? Yung isa naman ay hindi naman gumaganti, nagpapasuntok lang. Filipino attitude din, Filipino mentality, na kung sino yung kung sa Bisaya bakin sa to'y gidaog-daog, maupo to'y ilang kampihan ang mga dinaog-daog. Okay. So, siguro will research din po yan. So, yun po. No? Fact check. No? Okay, fact check. Okay? So, wala pa ba si Doc Delphine?
Wala pa, Doc.
Okay, so I think I have to finish here, then reserve the other discussions for the next meeting because medyo kanina pa po nagpanikad si Dr. Celesti kasi gusto na po siya mag-report, no? So the recording may now be stopped. Okay? Para sa a short break natin, 2 to 3 minutes for personal necessities. Then we will start with the next subject, which is journalism. Okay. The subject natin kasi ngayon is news reporting. So maya-maya, ang subject na natin is journalism. Okay? So I think I have to stop the screen sharing now and reserve the other title for our next discussion. Okay, so we'll have a break for 2 to 3 minutes. Then at exactly 7:15, we'll give the time to Dr. Celesti for our reporting para mas lalo pa tayong ma-acquaint about journalism.